Well, hey, this is Josh Nelson with the Seven Figure Agency, and just got back from the Traffic Conversion Summit, walked away with about 104 pages of notes, and so I wanted to record this video with just some of my key insights and findings as it relates to growing, scaling, and serving your clients in a digital marketing agency. Check it out. The next session was with Mike Rhodes, which is, in my mind, one of the top experts in Google AdWords, Google Ads. Leading up to the event, I spent a day in a mastermind with Mike all around Google AdWords, pay-per-click, maximizing the ROI through paid spend. And so, of course, I wanted to make sure I was in his session. And he was just talking about what's working now with Google Ads, because the ball's constantly moving, things are constantly changing. And really, Google, which is spelled wrong on my slide, I apologize, is all in with artificial intelligence. They invested $500 million in a artificial intelligence engine called DeepMind. And this DeepMind is like the most advanced artificial intelligence engine in the world. Apparently, it's already beat the number one player of a game called Go, which apparently is a very complicated game, and another game called StarCraft, which is like, there are world experts in these games that spend their whole lives, and they spend hours and hours every day playing these games, and they thought that it would have taken a generation for artificial intelligence to be able to beat players in these types of strategy games. And in the course of the last couple of years, their AI engine learned how to play the game, learned all of the different calculations and algorithms and everything, and is already beating the world's best in this technology. So the point is, Google invested in this technology so that ideally they can artificially manage these AdWords campaigns and get better results and get better return on investment for advertisers. And as crazy as that sounds, if the artificial intelligence can beat these guys at these massively complicated games, theoretically, it could learn to beat marketers at managing campaigns and split testing ads and generating the best return on investment possible. So everyone's scared that artificial intelligence is going to overtake. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but it's more smart people that know how to work with these smart machines and that understand how deep brain works or deep mind works are gonna be like really the people that lead the future. He says smart bidding's not there yet. If you've already turned on smart bidding, you have to be very careful. You can definitely not set it and forget it. You have to make sure that you track. He says in most cases he's finding smart bidding, which is the artificial intelligence, is getting a higher click-through rate but actually lower conversions. And it's easier for him to track this kind of thing because he does a lot of e-commerce and things like that. So he's got some really deep data on being careful with not just turning on smart bidding. And he made a great point on not optimizing for the lowest cost per lead. And this is something I've fallen prey to in the past. It's like, okay, well, what we want to do is take your budget and generate as many leads as possible at the lowest cost per lead, right? And so we're on this race for reducing the cost per lead. For us in plumbing and HVAC, we started at like $40 per lead and we brought it down to $35, and we're trying to get into the 20s. $20 per lead for plumbing and HVAC. I feel like we're doing a great job. We're knocking it out of the park. Fact is, if you can, whoever can spend the most to acquire the customer often wins. If you can figure out what your maximum profit is from an AdWords campaign and then focus on maximum exposure, you can get a lot more volume. So, and we've seen this play out in our agency where we get the cost per lead down to, let's say, $25 per lead, which is great in certain markets. But in doing so, our uptime in the paid search results drops. So we're getting lower cost per lead, but a lot less leads, where there might be a happier medium at, like, let's say $35 per lead, where we could be showing up for 90% of the search. We could be generating an affordable cost per lead that can be monetized, that has a great return on investment, but get a lot more volume for our client. So he was just really thinking around not just focusing on the lowest cost per lead, but looking at the true how to maximize the return on investment via spend. And he shared a pretty cool shortcut, which was to find a Google AdWords guy the best thing to look for if you're looking to hire somebody in Google AdWords is to find someone that plays strategy games. Because if somebody played strategy games growing up, or they consider themselves an expert in like the role-playing RPG type games, they're good at looking at the game board, zoomed out, zooming into a very small section and working that within the game, and then zooming out and seeing the big picture again. I've never played role-playing games. I'm probably a very bad Google AdWords person, but that's just a cool insight, right? If you're looking for someone that you can hire internal, or maybe someone you can hire on Upwork, hey, have you played strategy games? You're a big fan of strategy games. He says pretty much anyone who's ever hired that considers themselves a strategy gamer has turned out to be a great PPC person. And so we had Manny, our director of PPC, with us in San Diego. So I looked over and I go, do you play strategy? He's like, yeah, man, I'm a big fan. He might have just been saying that because he knew that that's what I needed to hear at that moment. Well, I hope you found that video useful. If you'd like more ideas and strategies on how to quickly and effectively grow your digital marketing agency, I'd like to invite you to go to sevenfigureagency.com/video. There, I've got a 4-part video series that you can watch completely free of charge, where I unpack how we were able to grow our agency from 0 to 7 figures in the first 2 years, and grow to multiple 7 figures over the last couple of years, landing on the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies in the United States the last 3 years in a row. So if you'd like to check that out, if you're serious about taking your agency to the next level quickly, just go to sevenfigureagency.com/video. Jump on that video series. I'm sure you'll get value from it, and I look forward to talking with you soon. So go check it out.